Hey, so I thought I would give an update to my last video. And I'm just going to label this 28 weeks pregnant because I'm 28 weeks pregnant now. So, in my last video, I talked about how I was going to go see an MFM because my doctor was sending me to one because he kept saying the baby was measuring small and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, if you want to remember, go watch the last video. So, on Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday, we went to go see, no, it was Monday. I think it was Monday. I don't remember now. But we went to go see the MFM at the other hospital. And at first she was like, so, why are you here? And we were like, you don't know why we're here? And apparently she hadn't seen the paperwork from him yet. So then we kind of explained, sorry, there's a fly in my house. It's been here all day and it's getting on my nerves. So we explained to her what basically our doctor said and why he sent us to her. So then she went to set me up to do an ultrasound. And so while I was on the table, she had a midwife come in, and then she asked the midwife if she had seen any paperwork, and the midwife was like, I think I saw something, and I'll go check. And then the midwife came back with the paperwork from my doctor. And most of the paperwork was pretty much the results from all of my ultrasounds. So she started an ultrasound, and she had the midwife at her computer, so she would call out the numbers of the measurements, and the midwife would put them in the computer. So basically, I got another anatomy scan. So it was like my third one, technically. And, sorry, the laptop's on my lap and it keeps bouncing. So we did that. And so she was going around and she was calling out the numbers and she was like, okay, this is perfect, this is perfect, this is perfect, this is perfect, this is perfect. Okay, more numbers, measure this, okay, heartbeat, the heart's perfect. And yeah, everything, she was just like, I see nothing wrong with your child. And then my husband was like, can you just make sure it's still a girl? And then she was like, yeah, it's still a girl. And she was like, there's nothing wrong. She was like, everything looks perfect. And then they started doing the calculations for the due date. So I was still lying on the table. And my husband was sitting next to me. And they were doing the calculations to match them up with the other ultrasounds that I had at my other doctor. And as they were calling dates out, I was like, me and my husband were like, yep, yep, yep. Because then she was like, okay, so based on this ultrasound and then the numbers I just got, the due date should be July 24th. And we're like, yep. And then the midwife was like, okay, so that puts conception October 31st. And we go, yep. And I was like on the table like laughing hysterically because, yeah, everything, my doctor was just dead wrong. And the lady just proved me right. And I was just laughing hysterically because I was just like, really, doctor? You sent us to this expensive appointment with this lady, and we told you all of this all along, and you didn't want to believe us. So yeah, and then at the end of the appointment, she's like, everything's fine. I don't want to see you again. And we're like, good. We don't want to see you again either. Because, yeah, it was an expensive appointment. So, yeah, that was that. Everything's fine. Baby's not measuring small. It's measuring small if you went with the doctor's due date of July 14th, which is terribly wrong. It has always been wrong. It has always been July 24th. He just didn't want to listen. So, July 24th. Alright, so now that leaves us to, okay, do we want to go back to this guy? We're like, he just didn't want to be proved wrong, and he just got proved wrong. We're like, he must have like a huge ego, and I don't need ego in the room when I'm trying to push a baby out. And yeah. So we decided that we were going to switch doctors, because actually the hospital we went to, a lot of people had already suggested that hospital to us, and my husband knows people who've given birth there. And one lady who gave birth there actually went to their fertility clinic and everything. She had her IVFs there and everything, and apparently they're like amazing over there. So we're like, okay, maybe we'll see about switching. Only thing I don't like about the hospital is it's a really big hospital. It's one of the big giant university hospitals here, which there's quite a few. But it's like one of the big ones, and it was so busy. There were so many people everywhere. Yeah, lots of people. Busy hospital. But parking was better than at our hospital. 'Cause our hospital is terrible parking. And we always have to get there ridiculously early because we play the game of driving around the parking lot for an hour to find a park. So they have like a giant parking garage, and that's good. And then they have a metro stop at the hospital, which works perfectly for my husband because let's say he's at work when I do go into labor or whatever, and my in-laws have to take me, or if it's happening like when my mom's already here and my mom has to drive me, then he can just hop on a metro train and end up at my job. I mean, at my job, at the hospital. And yeah, so that's nice. That is public transportation because I think the train he can take from his job will put him right at the hospital, which is awesome. So we're like, okay, so if we switch, what doctor are we going to see? So he got a bunch of suggestions from people because even my mother-in-law has had some of her gynecological stuff done there and had gynecological surgeries done there. And so she had a suggestion of a doctor, and the other girl had a couple doctor suggestions. And so my husband called, but none of those doctors had appointments when I would about need another appointment. So, he ended up going with another doctor, and then he researched her, looked her up. She seemed decent, and so we're gonna go see that doctor. So I am switching doctors and hospitals. So this should be interesting. I was all over their website, looking at like their maternity stuff, like in the maternity ward and stuff. So at that hospital, if you give vaginal birth, you're there for 3 days, and cesarean is 5 days. And they have like the nice list of things I need to bring. It's not nearly as long as the list as the other hospital, so that's good. And yeah, so switching hospitals and hoping to get a tour of the maternity ward soon. They have a few pictures up on their website that look decent, and yeah, so that's that. I see that doctor later this month. And so we're going to ask the other hospital to just send all my crap. But at my current hospital, my doctor had already written out the thing for the glucose test, and because by the time I see this next doctor, it's going to be kind of late to be doing the glucose test. So I'm going to do the glucose test Wednesday at the current hospital, and then just have them send all this stuff to the other hospital. So yeah, and the glucose test here, difference in the States. The States, I know you do a 1 hour, and if you fail, then you do the 3 hour. Here, it's 2 hour, pass or fail. There's no second chances, and yeah, you either have GD or you don't. So I go for the 2 hour test, and like everyone, but apparently here the drinks aren't flavored. Like in the States, everyone talks about like what flavors they get. There's no flavors here. Apparently, it's like this really disgusting sugar crap, and they put it in like a solution, and it has to dissolve, and you have to drink it, and it just sounds disgusting already. Not looking forward to that. I was hoping to get like some flavored stuff like they do in the States, but apparently no. Other than that, morning sickness every now and then popping up. Not really bad. It had gotten bad at one point, but I'm good. I haven't vomited once this week, and that's it. Yeah, she's been kicking a lot and hurting me. It hurts so bad sometimes. I feel like sometimes she's like stretching her whole body out, and she's like poking her feet like as hard as they could go, and it hurts. And then earlier I was trying to take a nap, and I don't know what she was doing. She was like plopping around, and it hurts so bad. I'm getting some nerve pains shooting up my butt to my back. That's not fun. And Yeah, just really tired all the time still. Um, Pretty much it. Getting ready for my baby shower at the end of the month. We start our prenatal slash birth slash baby care first time parents class. I just got the email about it from the lady, so we start on the 17th, and yeah, there's like a few class dates through the end of the month, and yeah, I'm excited. So that's pretty much it, and it's almost 5 o'clock. I am going to finish up unloading my groceries because I have to do like unloading groceries in phases because I'm always so tired. It's just so easy for me to get tired. I take a shower and I feel like I've worked the whole day and I'm like, I'm exhausted. And this video is getting long, so I'm gonna go. Bye.